Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Evan Smith from 210 Creatives. I finally done it. I've started a YouTube channel, and I'm here to just put out content related to church websites. I figure most of the people that are currently doing a church website, they don't really know anything about web design. They pretty much just put stuff up there just to put stuff up there, don't really know the specifics of it. And I'm here to, help churches, help whether it's the pastor, creative director, a random a volunteer. I'm here to help y'all figure out just church web design process. And it's more than just designing a website. You It's technical stuff in behind the scenes. You have Google Business Profile, which you're probably like, what is that? Why does that even relate to websites? We'll get into all of that in the future, but right now we're going to talk about SEO, and we're not going to dive too much into it. I'll give you a brief overview of it, and I'm going to show you a church website that I found was doing a great job of SEO. So pretty much SEO is search engine optimization. And pretty much what that means is you're optimizing your site in a way that Google can understand it. Because at the end of the day, as smart as Google is simply a computer, and it really doesn't know anything. It's pretty much like Chat GPT. Of course, Chat GPT knows a lot, but you got to give them all that information for it to know it. And over time, it's taken all that information and it got better and better and better. But that's pretty much the same thing with Google. Now, Google's been in the game for a long time, but they don't really understand what your website is doing unless you tell Google what your website is doing. So that's pretty much what search engine optimization is. That's kind of a tongue twister, but it's definitely more to that. But the whole purpose of this video is to just highlight a church that I found was doing a great job of SEO. And it's crazy. Let me go to the split screen real quick. But as you can see, I doing a Google search of double-minded, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure you're like, why in the world are you doing that? So it was probably like a month ago. I just so happened to be reading the book of James, and I saw that word. I think it was James chapter 1, and it was talking about how I am trying to remember. Goodness gracious. Oh, um, it was talking about if you need wisdom, if you need wisdom, ask the Lord and he will give you wisdom. And pretty much after that, it was pretty much saying when you ask him, you got to make sure that your mind is right, that you're not wayward in it. Because if you are, you're like a double-minded person. And when I saw that, I was like, what is double-minded? So I just did a random Google search, double-minded, and I stumbled across God questions, and well, I didn't really stumble upon them. They're a trusted source that I go to a lot. But anyway, pretty much after I got the answer, I started just searching down just a little bit more, and not too much farther. Like, this is still the first page. I saw this church, Thrive Church. Now, all of this is like YouTube and Instagram and stuff, so I didn't think anything of it. But I was like, oh snap, this is an actual church website that did a sermon on double-minded, and it's showing up in the first page on Google. And I thought that was pretty interesting because I'm like, you normally don't see stuff like that. So anyway, I clicked on the link, and it took me straight to the church's the sermon on double-minded. And what's interesting is, like, you guys, I mean, I'm pretty sure but it is really hard to get on the first page of Google. So I thought that was really interesting, just typing in double-minded, that it got on Google. And I was trying to figure out how in the world did it get on the first page. And it's sermon notes. I've seen some churches do this. I've seen most churches, they don't really do this, but the fact that I think it's really important to have something like this, because if I can be honest, most churches, they just have a video, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if it's not doing well on YouTube, most likely you're not going to rank for that. And the fact that they added sermon notes, like, that gives Google words. they can actually know what's going on in this web page. Like their heading is called double minded, and then of course they have a video called double minded. And these days Google can actually, they can read the videos and all that. I mean, read the words that are on pictures and stuff, so they saw that too. But then you have the wording. Like, this is pretty much like a blog at this point. And I know a lot of people, oh, blog, that sounds so old school. But to be honest, when you search just about anything, if you're trying to find like the hottest TV, or if you're trying to, you're about to buy a car and you're trying to figure out what kind of car you want to buy, the number one thing that you do is you do like a Google search. And almost all the time, like not all the time, a good 9 times out of 10, within those top 5 searches, you're going to get um a blog post. Sometimes, you're gonna get like a link to an actual, if it's like a product that you're trying to buy. But almost all the time, you're going to get a blog post. And the fact that, this church is just doing a great job of it. And I actually clicked on the sermon and I watched it. And the thing that was really interesting, like when you click on the sermon, let me open this in a new tab. There we go. All right, pause it so it won't play nothing. Sorry about that. It's kind of loud. But anyway, the thing that was really interesting, this sermon came out February 27th, 2022. And that's over 3 years ago, right? Right now it's May 28th of 2025 as I'm doing this. So that's over 3 years ago. And the fact that I'm I'm doing a Google search just trying to figure out what double minded means. And this church's sermon is popping up within the top 10 on Google. Now, I'm not sure how often the term double minded is searched, but the fact that you're on the first page of Google, that's pretty big. And I'm a strong advocate. I know a lot of churches, they spend a lot of time, you know, going hard on social media and, all these other platforms and stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, social media is still a good avenue, but you're not going to find a social media post that just pops up from 3 years ago. Like, most of the stuff that you put on social media, it has a very short lifespan. We're talking about, I don't know, a few hours, maybe a week, with the new, they're always changing the algorithm. So sometimes when you just get on Instagram, you might see something from a week ago and they're making it seem like it just came out yesterday. So you do have a chance for stuff to show up that way. But for the most part, you're not going to find, a sermon reel from 3 years ago popping up in your news feed. But the fact that if you just do a simple search, that this is showing up on Google 3 years later, like, when I tell you that SEO, like when you really master it, when you really do a good job of it, it's gold. It's gold. And I'm pretty sure that page probably gets, I mean, I really don't know how often double minded. In fact, I'm going off on a limb right now. So I have an SEO software, and I'm gonna just do a quick search just to see how often. Actually, I'm a, I'm gonna try a different route. So Google Ads, that's a way to check to see what's doing well, what's not doing well. You don't have to pay for it at all. But anyway, I'm gonna type in, what are we looking up? Double minded. So when you look up double minded, let's see what the results are. Get results. Hold on. Let me extend this a little bit farther just so I can see. Okay. So double minded. So this tells you like an estimated, pretty much how often a term is being searched on average a month. So the term double minded, as you can see, is averaging 1K to 10K. Now that's a wide gap. I can use my other platform just to show you. You might can get a little bit more accurate, if you want to get the actual most accurate, you actually do have to pay for Google Ads and like run an ad on that keyword. But this platform is called SE Ranking. I'll put it in the description. But let's do a quick keywords research real quick. And I'm just gonna do double minded, just to see how often. And this isn't really as accurate, but it's still pretty accurate. You're most accurate. So Google Ads, that's with Google, so they're gonna know what they're gonna know, what to search. So yeah, double oh, let me go back. Hold on. So yeah, SE Ranking, it does a pretty good it does a good job, but it's not as accurate as something from Google will be. But it's saying on average that is searched about 2,900 times a month, which is that's pretty good. Um, and it could be. I'm willing to say it's probably a little bit higher than that, since they kind of their numbers are just a little bit lower, but I'm pretty sure it might be in the 3 to 4,000 range. But that's awesome. So now most people, when they search something, they're gonna click on the top within the top five on Google. Now I will say this isn't ranking in the top five. In fact, there's a lot of stuff ahead of it, but the fact that it's still on the home page, like they probably get out of 2,900 searches, they probably still averaging a good, I don't know, maybe 100 people actually clicking on that monthly, and that drives traffic. Somebody clicks on that, watches a sermon, they're like, "Oh man, I really like this. I really like this." They become a subscriber, or somebody can be watching it and they're like, "Oh, wait a second, this church is right down the street from me. I'm gonna go there next week." So that's like the golden, like it's a gold mine. Like you really have a chance to, like, everybody wants to go viral. Like you can definitely probably go viral a lot easier on a platform like Instagram and all that stuff, but it's very, you know it's like the fast money. Like it's very short lived, and just as fast as you go viral, you can just go back to being irrelevant, and that shouldn't really be what you strive for anyway. You should just preach the gospel, and whatever happens happens. But if you want to, like, I would say SEO is kind of, if we want to make a comparison to like money and stuff, um Instagram, that's more like playing the lotto. Like if you can put in the hard work in social media and stuff, and still be productive, still do well in it. But when you really look at it, it's more that quick money, playing the lottery type thing. And or just like investing in stock. Like it's a risk. Like you get a high reward, but it's still a high risk, because I'm willing to bet most people fail when it comes to Instagram and other social medias. But with like putting things out like blogs and just having good SEO, it's very slow. It's a very slow game. It's more like just in putting money into your 401k. It's boring. You're like, you got to just do it for 40 years, and you just keep doing it for 40 years, and when it's time to retire, you'll see that, man, I got a pretty good nest egg. That's kind of what it is with SEO, like putting content out like blogs and stuff. Like if you just keep investing in it, it'll pay off in the long run. Like I personally have a few blogs right now on 210 Creatives that I did in 2023 that is still getting a good 500-600 clicks per month. That's great. That's great. So pretty much what I'm trying to say, I encourage you guys to really invest in your website. Really invest in your website. If you're not good at writing, if you're not good with the technical aspect at it, hit us up at 210 Creatives. I can help you with that. I can help you with your website. I can show you what to do pretty much. But yeah, I hope this video has helped you. If it did, please like, please subscribe, please share. Like I said, this is 210 Creatives. Oh, also, hold up. Before I get off of here, let me go back to what's it called? Oh, my website. So here's my website right here, 210creatives.com. If you go to 210creatives.com/Tithely, you have the chance to get 3 months for free for their all access platform. Now, Tithely in itself, it's a giving platform and it's already free, but which is great. Now, like a lot of church giving online platforms, they're not free. But the fact that Tithely is free, one of the few that are free, like that's a plus in itself. And you can also still sign up for that. But you can also get the all access. Now, normally, if you go to their website right now, the all access is $119 a month. But for just being here watching this video, I can get you a deal to where it's $99 a month. I'll put the link in the description. And pretty much what all access is, it's like a platform that, for everything that you need for your church. Of course, you have the giving, you have apps, which, you can have a church app. You have church management, messaging, people, events, pretty much everything that you see in other platforms. Like if I can throw something else out there, like Planning Center, that's a popular platform for a lot of churches, but you're going to be spending a lot of money. Like probably the cheapest thing that you can get might be $119. I'm not sure. I just know that I've seen the prices. That I've one time I played with the pricing thing, and you're going to be spending, if you want to max out on everything, you're probably going to be spending like $1,200 plus. That's a lot of money. But you can get similar things with Tithely All Access for $99 a month. And just try it out for free. It's free for 3 months. If you don't like it, that's okay. But the fact that the giving is still free, I would encourage you and your church to make that switch. But yeah, thank you again for watching the video. And yeah, just let me know if you have any comments or anything, and I'm here to help you out. Peace.